Hey folks, always a pleasure to have a great conversation with my friend, my fraternity brother, of course, director, actor, producer. He got more jobs, trust me. Trust me, he's Caribbean, Jamaican, something. Tim Reid. Tim, what's up?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Glad to be here.
All right. Well, let me ask you, first of all, man, you're always doing stuff. Last time we talked, you were spending lots of time in Africa.
Yes.
Helping folks in various countries in terms of producing films.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I just got back from London, getting ready to go back. I'm working with some young filmmakers in London with distribution, and we're getting ready to put together, I think, a very interesting concept of just distributing young, emerging filmmakers' stuff, shorts and movies on a global nature, and we're working on that. So I've been hanging there. And also, the thing that my heart is really into more than anything is sort of like, I can't call it a hobby because it's bigger than that. I'm now on the team of Rose Mapinto. You may have not heard of Rose Mapinto, but she is a Tutsi refugee from the death camp in the Congo. An amazing woman who travels the globe teaching forgiveness. And I saw her in England and was so taken by her story and her documentary that I just volunteered to be part of her life.
Wow.
And I've been working with her. I just took her to Norfolk State University, Virginia State University. We're going to take her to colleges. We're going to expose her story so that she can go back to the Congo and be part of the restoration of what's happening in Africa. And she is the most amazing woman.
As you know, I mean, we've interviewed a number of times, and one of the things that I always say is that we are now operating in what I consider to be one of the greatest moments in terms of people who believe in content. I say the walls have come crumbling down in terms of distribution, the internet, and so talk about that, how that has really just transformed the game. The fact that, this camera right here, HD camera, people are shooting literally films with small devices and being able to really tell their stories.
Yeah, that is the technology has finally put the average person in a position to get a message out. Now, how they get it out and what message they get out,
right,
we have no control over. But it has given the common person an opportunity to blog. I mean, you were always, every time I see you, you're tweeting. I've got you on Facebook. I'm going, what is he talking about now? After about an hour and a half, I get tired of following you. I wonder if you ever see anything, because you're always doing this.
Oh, no. I look up real quick, look down.
But I tell you what you are doing. See, young people are multitaskers better than we've ever been. I'm an old folk, so I look at it, and I'm an elder, and I look at these young people, and they used to anger me. But now I realize that, they've got an amazing ability to comprehend what they're looking at and send the message simultaneously. I could never do that.
Right.
So what we've got to do now as filmmakers and as people who put out media and images, we've got to relate to that audience. This is the young person's world coming. And for people, elders like myself who have information that I know they need, and we can't tell them how to do it, but we can give them information so they can do it better. And so what I'm now doing is spending a lot of time rating the emerging. We created the Legacy Media Institute. We've done 2 years of it now. I'm getting ready to do a version of it in London. I'm gonna hopefully work with the British Film Institute and start working with these young filmmakers so that when that stuff comes out, it has more than just the purpose of making money.
It has meaning, has quality, has purpose.
And it has power. And places like Africa that needs the transformation. And I think those of us who, the African diaspora in America, has a duty not to live, not to wear kente cloth, but to go back to Africa and work with the Africans and invest, visit, and help that country as it comes into 21st century. Incredible opportunities in Africa. Look at the Chinese. Everybody talking about that. Follow the Chinese. They're all over Africa.
Right, absolutely.
All over.
Well, we talk about how it changes the game. The night Troy Davis executed, I'm on CNN. But when they said, Roland, you're clear, what we then did was I immediately grabbed my Evo phone and hit my Ustream channel. And there were people who at the Supreme Court who were holding hands, and they were all expressing their thoughts on the execution. And we actually broadcast that live. Now, CNN wasn't there, MSNBC, Fox, none of them were there, and so then hit that thing to Facebook and Twitter, so then the people all of a sudden were seeing that, it's the same thing. So this video here is on RolandMartinReports.com.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is, okay, fine, we can't get it over there. Okay, same followers on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Now able to get information that otherwise they wouldn't even hear about.
It's a global world. The media giants hate it, of course, because it's taken the power. It's diluting the power, I should say. They still have power, and they do it better than anyone. But it's diluting the power. But those of us who are disenfranchised from the system, either by choice in my case or by fact of not being able to get in, the internet and the web and the satellite distribution and Twitter and all that offers us an opportunity to get a message out there to a small group, a niche audience. I've been dealing mostly with the Lusophone nations of Africa, the former French, Portuguese colonies, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde, Brazil, and it's a huge audience.
Has all this rejuvenated you? I mean,
man, it has just kicked me up another notch. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, but when I was just in London, I went to this festival. I showed one of my films, one of my old films. They wanted to see Once Upon a Time with Color. And then I started watching their films. And one of the two people who graduated from my institute, two fellows now, one of them just signed a contract with a London producer for a 2-picture deal. Another one just been sent by the BBC to Ghana to shoot. And they were showing me their work, and I was sitting there, and I was getting so excited. I was going, man, to get this sort of like rebirth.
Right.
And it's because of dealing with these young people, sharing with these young people. I learn from them, they learn from me. And we as elders got to do more of that.
Now, I got to ask you this question. And we had this fierce debate on Facebook and Twitter when commentator Toure went on CNN and just ripped the shred Tyler Perry's films. And I remember interviewing you when I was trying to get a story in Savoy magazine that didn't run about your studio. And what I keep saying is, you know what? Fine. You want to complain about not quality this, quality that. But I just love, from beginning to end, controlling the audience, the marketing, and the owning of the product in terms of what this brother is doing.
This brother is one of my heroes. Tyler Perry will go down as the most successful black filmmaker in the history of film. The reason he'll do it. Now, by the way, everybody says he's not a great filmmaker, whatever. Oscar Micheaux was probably one of the worst filmmakers ever to go behind a camera. However, he was a master marketer. He created so many things that we as young independents use today. But I have to say, I've seen a few of Tyler Perry's movies, not a lot. It's not my interest in terms of the storyline. I mean, I'm in a different place.
Right.
However, I admire what he's done. He took the formula that I tried to do way before him, 15 years, and he made it work.
Meaning, first of all, people don't understand. And again, and I've been interviewing Tim and his wife for so long. You guys built your own studio in Virginia.
Yeah.
Built the studio, the whole independent distribution deal you had with Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening, understand, he was doing it 15 years ago. So when you see this now, and again, the piece that owning his own product.
Owning his own product, distributing his stuff, his studio. He's taken the formula that we all wanted to happen. He made it work. How could I be a hater on that? You know, forget the story. He will become an incredible filmmaker, if nothing else, by the fact that he's making a film every 20 minutes.
Right. So I mean, his model is make one every 9 months. So
he's going to be one. Yeah.
At the end of NAACP, he said, I'm still trying to get my bachelor's.
Yes.
He said, wait till I get my PhD in filmmaking.
He's going to be, I'm telling you, you can talk about him all you want. The guy's going to go down as the most successful, prolific black filmmaker in the history of America. And one of the most profitable independent filmmakers of any race. He's going to do that. I admire him. As a matter of fact, the only reason that I'm not there with him trying to say, hey man, let me in, let's work together, is that I pissed him off. He pissed me off too. And me being an old codger, cursed him out one time, and I should have never, if I had known he was going to be that successful. Tyler, I still meant what I said, but no, I got to give him his props. And I'm proud of what he's done. I hope that he continues. And there are, but see also, Tyler is doing his thing, but there are some young filmmakers that I've worked with and seen. Now, tragically, most of them are coming from Europe and Africa. The American filmmakers that we got caught up in this hip-hop philosophy. Nothing wrong with hip-hop. My son makes a lot of money in hip-hop. The problem that I have is that the hip-hop philosophy has been spread across all media grounds in the filmmaking, into that. And it's not meant for everything. It's a musical and a spoken word kind of place. But they've taken that philosophy and they infused it into filmmaking where we have forgotten the purpose of images. It's about the money. And these young filmmakers in America, I'm afraid, I'm not really impressed with them. Y'all talking about Tyler Perry. Forget Tyler. These young filmmakers that are coming up now are bringing out some of the worst stuff since they make an Amos and Andy look like masterpiece theater. The stuff they're coming out with, I'm tired of crack. We know it's bad. Give it up. The hood move. You know, what you got to do is look at some of the films that are coming out of Nigeria, coming out of Ghana, coming out of England. They do inside out. They do how their culture affects the masses. We're still victims. We're always like, look what the man has done to me. And I'm going to get in my Escalade and go home and cry. Over there, they're talking about how they affect, how the Caribbean culture, how the Nigerian culture is affecting and interacting with society. And their work is unbelievable. I mean, I've seen some films in the last year coming out of there. There's one now called Taking Back the Block. An alien movie. Aliens land in the hood in England. It was written up in the reviews that's Cowboys and Alien. They said, forget Cowboys and Alien. That's compared to this movie. Now, Cowboys and Alien cost what, 150 million? This movie cost about $2 million. Put that movie to shame. It's all about brothers in the hood in England, and the aliens land. Boy, did they make a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, it's always a pleasure. Folks, Tim Reid, and this is why you're watching RolandMartinReports.com.